When I became a man, I put away childish things. But before I became a man, I didn't always fit the shoes of a king. I was a child trying to find his way. The toys I played with kept my eyes occupied and left my eyes in a lustful, boyish frenzy. My playmates had long legs, short skirts, and soft skin. They would care enough to lie down and wallow with me often. Jezebel turned out to be my very best friend. I'd look in her eyes before ever seeing the sunrise every time I paid her a visit and slept in. Before I became a man, I watched how God made Adam from the dust. So, likewise, I tried to make love out of lust. I didn't know any better. I was taught by example, let your mouth spit game, but never let your heart say much. I treated his daughters like they were beauty pageant contestants. There would be zero return on their investments. Proverbs 31 was never a criteria for my selections. Keep this in mind, this was before I became a man. Before I became a man, I would unlock my curse and throw away the keys. I allowed anger to set up a construction company inside. Bitterness never rested. It left no time wasted. Whether Father loved me or not, all I could regurgitate was hatred. I became allergic to showing any form of compassion. Before I became a man, I was much shorter. Not just in height, but in spiritual sight. Because I never had a picture, nor did Pixar's ever have a film of showing me of what God's man really looked like. But when I became a man, I learned how to love God right back. Even though I'm falling short on my glory, I reflect on my story, and through my praise, I will self-publish a testimony. When I became a man, I learned how to cry, because I am not ashamed of my tears. Since I became a man, I'm no longer afraid of the dark. I wrap my hands around James 5:16, confess, pray, and heal my heart. I have discovered something, that there are medicinal qualities right down the corridors of introspections. When I became a man, I learned how to love her. My Esther, my Ruth. I learned how to honor her like she was Jesus' mother, because one day she will be pregnant with the seed that will transport my legacy, so that my God and my name will both have longevity even after they bury me. I could not love her before because I was not able. My insecurities and perfectionisms had me looking at the next best player checking in at the scorer's table. How could I possibly be her covering when I was an umbrella with holes in it? But I learned to love her like I oughta, because I want him to be my father and my father-in-law, since that's his daughter. When I became a man, I learned how to love my brother. I'll share my hug, my heart, and my hallelujah. Because a hug and a hallelujah without my heart leaves room for his spirit to respond with, I never knew you. I became a man so that when he became a man, he would know a man who picked up the gospel, who picked up the gospel, who picked up the gospel and put the toys away. When I became a man. Thank you.